The pump shotgun is finally back in Fortnite Battle Royale, and it has been over 3 years since we've last seen it here. How's it going, everyone? It's TrulyMystic, and in today's video, I want to talk about the pump's return and why it is a beloved unvault for the 14 days of summer this year, as well as bring up the question why Fortnite doesn't unvault some of these classic or OG weapons more often. I mean, you'd seriously think that they would, considering that this is the type of stuff that gets people hyped, that gets people into the game, and they're just familiar to use all around. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. So the pump shotgun is finally back, and of course, this is big. You know, out of all the unvaults that we've been getting over the 14 days of summer so far, this has got to be one of the ones that many people were looking forward to. And yeah, it's only here for 24 hours, but it speaks volumes just by taking a look at the amount of positive reception that this unvault is getting. The pump shotgun is such a classic and iconic weapon of Fortnite. OG Fortnite with double pump and Daquan using it back in the day. Been there with the TAC and the SCAR and the classic AR and all that. The only way you could have ever used it nowadays is either through creative mode or the OG mode. And ever since what seems like Season 9, when they replaced it for the first time ever with the combat shotgun, it gave Fortnite the bright idea to constantly switch it up every once in a while and remove the pump shotgun from play, bringing in newer additions like from Chapter 2 Season 3, the charged shotgun, and so on and so forth. We just kept getting newer shotguns added to the loot pool, replacing the pump. And over time, this has made a lot of people feel conflicted. While the pump shotgun is a beloved weapon of the game, it does, however, pack a punch in terms of power. For those who remember pretty much being able to 200 pump somebody in the head, essentially one-shotting them and sending them back to the lobby in the older days. And I think the reason why Epic keeps leaving this gun out of rotation for Battle Royale is because of how powerful it is and how deadly this weapon could be in the right hands. Or even by a complete noob. You know, if you just pick up a legendary pump shotgun from the floor, it's not too hard to dome someone and get a free kill. But it's easy to use, and that's what a lot of people love about it. So you would think that, again, Fortnite would keep it in the game, but they just don't. And while I will admit that some of the replacements that have taken the pump's place in the loot pool are pretty cool and were pretty fun to use back in the older metas, at the end of the day, everybody just wanted to pick up that pump. And so as we moved forward through the chapters of Fortnite and through the future seasons, we eventually stopped getting the pump shotgun. But why? And not only the pump shotgun, but tons of classic, iconic Fortnite weapons. In fact, this really started at the beginning of Chapter 3 Season 1, when they completely overhauled the entire loot pool, replacing all the ARs, all the shotguns, all the snipers, everything. And I get it, you know, it's a brand new chapter. You want to give a fresh feeling, a new chapter feeling, so that players can experience something different from before. But I gotta say, man, it wouldn't hurt to include some of the OG or older weapons into the loot pool, or even previous weapons into the loot pool, and we rarely get that. It sucks that in the form of these unvaults, we could only see some of these things return for 24 hours and never again. And yeah, you can use them in modes like reload or creative, etc. But a lot of times, a majority of the player base is playing the main Battle Royale game mode. And a lot of times, we do just want to use some of the older things in conjunction with the newer things. So I do hope that moving forward, this was a sign or a call to action for Epic to include more OG or older weapons into the loot pool, or items, heals, consumables, anything. We'd love to see them be brought back. It just makes things more fresh, more fun, and more familiar, which a lot of people love. Not to mention that a lot of the newer shotguns that we get nowadays feel extremely clunky. I mean, it's very rare to get a shotgun for a brand new chapter that actually feels useful. Sometimes I find myself trying to shoot it, but then I have to reload, and then the bullets don't come out the way I want them to. It's a whole mess. And because there's so many, things can get confusing. So please, Epic, I hope that for Chapter 7, Chapter 8, Chapter 9, or whatever, you start bringing back some of these classic, iconic weapons. It would help keep things a little more tame and a little more familiar for us players to use. But anyways, I'm glad the pump shotgun is back. Let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think? Which unvault are you looking forward to? I know the 14 days of summer unvaults are almost over, but if you could bring back any iconic weapon, classic weapon, OG item, whatever, into modern battle royale, what would it be? Personally, I think a season with the new and the old meshed together perfectly would be amazing. But hey, that's just me. As always, I want to thank all of you for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and use code TrulyMystic in the item shop if you would like to support me there. Now, I hope you all have a wonderful day or night, and I will catch you in the next one. It's TrulyMystic, and until then, peace.